Welcome to the video, everyone. Hope you're having a great day so far. I am very excited to be bringing you a champion guide or showcase on unquestionably the best reviver in the entire game in terms of a rare category, at least. Who is that going to be? That is going to be down here, TreeShield Knott, which is a void rare from the Sylvan Watchers. So, of course, he is a little bit harder to get versus some of the other rares, but when it comes down to rare revivers, they're all pretty much void. If you think about Reliquary Tender is this guy's other competition for the position, essentially. What does this guy do? Well, he has an attack one enemy 3 times, each hit having a 35% chance of placing a small version of decreased attack for 2 turns. Pretty decent A1 there. Triple hitter, of course, could be used on something like the Fire Knight. You're probably not going to use this guy in Fire Knight hard, though, or anything like that, just because he doesn't bring much utility apart from that. It could very easily be used in something like Clan Boss as well, obviously, right? Or Doom Tower, of course. A2 heals all allies by 15% of their max HP. Also places the small version of increased defense on all allies for 2 turns, which is pretty insane when you think about it. So this is going to be on a 3-turn cooldown when it's booked. So every 3 turns, you're going to be healing everybody by 15%. So essentially, you can think of this as a 15% continuous heal that goes on them for 1 turn as well. And then, of course, the increased defense on everybody is pretty insane. And his big money ability here, so this is going to be Root Rejuvenation. This is going to be reviving 2 random allies with 25% HP and 25% turn meter, also placing a shield buff on all revived allies equal to 20% of their max HP. This is on a 5-turn cooldown, so a long cooldown there. And I do wish that this was to this champion's max HP. His base stats, of course, are okay. 16,000 base HP is pretty low. 1,000 base defense is good. And then, of course, the 101 speed is average to above average, I would say, for supports. And he does have an ally speed in faction crypts by 15% as well. So overall, I would say this is a very, very good rare champion. I'll show you how I have mine built out here in just a moment, as soon as I get rid of all these pop-ups. So let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit. Right here, I do have him in a blood shield ring so that he gets himself a tiny little bit of shield every time he does that A1. And then for the awakening, I do have the emergency heal on him because it's giving him some extra survivability. And then additionally, of course, with the effect, he's gonna basically heal whenever a shield is removed. So each time he gets hit after attacking somebody, he's going to heal by 6% of his max HP, which is pretty crazy. I have that combined with a Immortal set, so he's going to be healing by about 9% every turn as long as he's attacked. If he's not attacked, he's going to be healing by 3% per turn, which is still perfectly fine. Resistance set and then a Resilience set. These are the stats that we got overall. 50k HP, 4,000 defense, 238 on the speed, and then 257 resistance. If I were to tweak this a little bit, I would say you can take some out of the defense and put that either into HP or into resistance, of course. In terms of the speed, you definitely want this guy going one of 2 options, and this carries true for most revivers in the game. So if you're building a reviver, you want them going very, very fast so they can cycle their turns. That's especially useful for someone like a Pythion or a Duchess, who, in the case of Pythion at least, they're cleansing. Duchess is putting the increased attack, block, debuffs, those sorts of things. Or alternatively, if you have a reviver, you can have them built incredibly slow and incredibly tanky because they are a reviver after all. So if you have them go last and bring everybody back, that would be very useful. That is good for somebody like a Uko, who can revive everybody with a block damage, of course, right? So I definitely don't think having this champion built slow is the way to go because he's bringing them back with such low HP and low turn meter. He does place a little bit of a shield, but realistically those champions are still going to be very, very weak. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend building this guy slow. I think there's better options for a build out there for you. And then additionally, we got the gear here, so I'll show you what we got. Defense, main stat, speed, HP on there, nothing too crazy. Defense, speed, HP, as you can probably expect. We got a speed with a speed ascension here, which is quite nice. Double resistance as well. There's room to improve all of this gear. Like, it's not even glyphed out either, so you could definitely get some better stats on this guy. Nice quad roll on HP here on this resistance piece, which is quite nice. We got a +8 amulet. Like I say, there's a lot of... let's roll this to +12 and see if we get an additional speed roll in here. That would be quite nice. You might notice from the last couple videos that I uploaded that my silver also drastically jumped. I did actually start using the program, or not program, but I started using RSL Helper with the actual script, or like the cell settings that was made by, I believe, Panda, so it's kind of a late game gear cleansing, and it actually cleansed out like 300 or some accessories. So I used to have like 1,200 accessories yesterday. I cleared that out. Let me know if you guys are interested in seeing a guide on that, and if you think that would be useful. It helps you to cleanse your gear as well, not only just accessories, which is pretty nice. We did also get the speed roll, which is pretty exciting. So he's a little bit faster now, 243. Thought he was 243 before, but maybe I'm wrong. No, 238, I think, right? In terms of masteries, this is what we got going on. So I do actually have him coming down to Iron Skin. You could also build this guy in Bulwark, so he's soaking up 5% of the damage. I do want to call out that, of course, a Guardian set would be a very, very good way to go for this champion as well. You could also bring him down to the full-on counterattack mastery here, since he has the decreased attack. I do have him counterattacking when he loses HP. And then I have him being healed when an enemy is healed, just to give himself a little bit more sustain. We come down kind of the right-hand side here. I did still get Evil Eye, though, so he's decreasing the target's turn meter when this champion hits him with a default skill. So he's going to be decreasing it by 20%, which is actually pretty useful. It'll help throw in some control for essentially the faction wars and whatnot. Unfortunately, as is usually the case with these videos, the faction wars are not open today, so I'm going to go ahead and see if we can't just throw this guy into a Doom Tower battle or some such. Now, I'm probably going to go on normal Doom Tower because, in all honesty, I don't think you'll get use out of this guy in like the later stages or the end game of hard Doom Tower. We can certainly try it though, so we'll put him in as like our primary support for sure. We definitely will have to bring some other support champions with him, but I don't think this is going to be a very fair showcase because he's not going to be endgame used in areas like this. So let's just go ahead and throw him in normal. Essentially what I'm getting at is this guy can help you out a lot in something like, obviously, Faction Wars. He can help you out a lot in even, I would say, like very early game arena if you're just trying to survive and set up maybe a defense nuker or something like that. But realistically, if you're pushing into hard content like, you know, Doom Tower hard, or if you're pushing City of Centranos, you're probably going to have better options. So I don't want to set this guy up or give you the impression that this guy is like the be-all, end-all support. He's definitely good, don't get me wrong, but in terms of champions, we'll bring in a Harima, actually, who's like the most, you know, pay-to-win option we can have for the defense nuker, pretty much. I don't want to bring other support, really, so I'll just keep it light. I'll bring something like a... Oh, where is he? We'll bring a Stag Knight. Of course, if you don't have Stag Knight, you could easily bring somebody like a Tyrell or a Deacon. We're just getting the decreased defense and the decreased attack here, so nothing too crazy. I think it would probably also be good to bring a Dythe. So Dythe is another champion I'll probably be doing a guide on at some point, but he's basically just bringing some damage as well as decreased defense and all those sorts of good things. He might not even be fully built out either, which is kind of funny, but... we'll also throw in maybe somebody else that can do some heals or something like that. I'm not sure. Let's see. I think maybe having... Nah, that's too much. I don't wanna bring in like other supports really. Let's do this. You know what? Let's run this with 4. Let's see how this goes. I'll do it on full auto, of course. Okay, well, maybe Harima was, yeah, Harima was the wrong choice because she's just making the... she's just making this way too easy. So let's get her out. Let's bring somebody else in. Let's make this a little bit more of a struggle here. You know what? We will actually go to, we'll go to hard Doom Tower, but we'll go to, like, the lower levels of it just to make it interesting. So let's go to, like, stage 55. I don't know if this one's hard or not. Not really, but let's give it a go. Let's see what we got. We're going to bring... You. Who do we want for an aura, though? We could bring somebody like this as well. She's bringing the decreased speed. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll bring Venom H out. I brought Harima again. Sorry about that. We got back. Harima's going to make this too easy. Although, you know what? We're on a harder stage now. I'll keep it. So we'll get some decreased speed and some weakened placed out by Eostrid there. Definitely glad I went for the Eostrid fusion, by the way, and I'm glad that I went for the 5-star awakening on her because she's absolutely crazy. As you can see as well, there's a lot that can be done in this team to make it a little bit more efficient. So for example, if my Stag Knight was going before my Harima, we would have probably nuked down the first wave, but in terms of actual support, there's going to be a little bit of healing coming in from Eostrid on her passive. And then we do also have the Venomage passive that when they're under a heal reduction, they're doing 15% less damage. There's not a lot in terms of nukers on this stage either, but he's probably coming around to the cooldown now. No, not quite. So another way you could build this guy out, of course, is kind of like I mentioned in my video back in the day on, oh, I forgot her name, the other Sylvan Watchers champion, the legendary. But basically what you can do, he actually takes down champion there. You can put them into, of course, like refresh accessories and those sorts of things to help get the cooldown procs, and then reflex set to try and alleviate the long cooldowns. That's going to help out with his revive, of course, and that's also going to help out with his increased defense option. So you can see, of course, that the heals are coming in nice and full. We do have, like I said, heals coming from Eostrid as well, but we are definitely getting healing coming in from him as well. Maybe we'll take Eostrid out after this and run a slightly harder level. She definitely hits pretty hard as well. I had her in my Hydra team and she was putting up some crazy like 10 million or something like that, so definitely a very, very good champion. Did you guys go for the fusion? If you did, let me know what you think of her. I'd be very curious to hear. He's definitely helping keep those heals up. He's keeping the increased defense up. Stag Knight, of course, coming in with that increased accuracy too, helping everybody land their debuffs and whatnot. This team is kind of crazy. Honestly, if you had gone for the fusion, I'm changing my mind. If you'd gone for the fusion, then TreeShield and Eostrid would probably be enough healing to carry you through like most areas in the game. Apart from maybe like the hardest bosses in Doom Tower, you're probably not going to get much use out of them somewhere like, you know, for example, Bommel or something like that, right? But they can definitely carry you through. Like, look at this. Let's take a look here. So, TreeShield coming in with 261,000 healing, which is actually more than Eostrid, who, let me show you her skill. So her passive is, whenever they fill their turn meter, it heals everybody based on their max HP, so certainly not a small amount, and he's actually healing more than her. Let's go ahead and just run a harder level here to make it interesting. What's the hardest level that we have? Well, we have 119, 120. Let's go for 115. A nice little balance here, some crazy stats. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll try it. I don't know if we're going to survive this just because we don't have very much support coming in, and the champions are all kind of slow and those sorts of juicy things. We also have the Harvest Jack coming in, who's decreasing the buff durations on our entire team, which is not good, but let's see what we can do. Again, pretty much the only support here is, of course, going to be the TreeShield, Knott, and the Eostrid. If we replaced... Oh, there we go. Harima's getting some good work done. You can see he's resisting a decent amount of the stuff being thrown at him. Definitely nothing crazy, though. He's got that little bit of a blood shield on him there. Sorry, no he doesn't, because that was a counter attack, so he didn't get it. These guys are so damn tanky, though, too. It's going to be hard to... It's going to be hard to take him down. He is keeping up the increased defense, though. Like I'm telling you, this guy is a crazy rare. Like, it is so rare that we'll see a decreased attack on a decent land rate on the A1, a triple hitter on the A1. We got heals on the A2, we got increased defense on the A2, we got a revive, a shield, and a turn meter boost on the A3. This guy is insane, and not only that, he also brings an aura. Like, this is one of the few rare champions that gets added to the game that you can be like, okay, you know what? I'm happy about this. Oh, my video might be a little bit laggy here. Let me fix that. 1 second. There we go. Should be less laggy now. I've noticed on computer, at least, that Raid has this nifty little issue where if I leave the frame rate on unlimited, it starts to lag. So we are actually dying here, which is not the best. Not the best for a showcase. You did see he revived the Stag Knight as well. These Harvest Jacks are just insanely hard to try and deal with for sure, which does not help. You can see those triple hitter A1s that are doing decent damage. We got the Nethrils in here who are going to be bringing in, like, you know, stuns and turn meter decrease and everything like that. There's the stun. He doesn't have enough resistance to actually resist on these stages either, so, you know, he's definitely going to be struggling a little bit. We'll go ahead and we'll end this. And we'll go back out and we'll try this on a slightly less ridiculous stage. So let's try maybe stage 95. Do I want to do the same team? Possibly. These guys are a nasty combination, by the way. Combination. I'm thinking this might be decent. If I bring in anyone else, people are going to say that he's not really doing much, so we gotta try it. I'm thinking maybe additional control, though, because the only control we have right now is really just to decrease speed and that provoke here. We could bring in... Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Another free-to-play option that I have here. We could bring in Huskarl. Huskarl's pretty decent. The other option I have, though, let's go ahead and use the filters. I need to start getting better at using these. Rockbreaker. I want to see if he's built out. He is, so he's almost 300 speed, 300 accuracy. Pretty crazy build on this guy. We'll replace probably Venomage, honestly, and we'll bring Rockbreaker in instead. We don't, well, we have her. No, we don't have an aura at all that will work here, so let's go ahead and clear this out. And then we'll go ahead and do this. So Rockbreaker is basically bringing in an AoE provoke. He's a pretty crazy champion that I should do a guide on as well, but I do think we'll probably be able to get through here. You can see he just provoked everybody quite easily. Puts a counterattack on himself, and I do, of course, have the cruelty. So he is going to be essentially just, you know, going ahead and decreasing the defense whenever he counterattacks as well, which is quite nice. So he's making enemies hit him. He's counterattacking when they hit him. He's a crazy champion overall. Let's see how this goes, though. We do have a lot of damage coming in. The only issue with this is these Skull Lord Vargals, I think they're called. They do decrease your HP when you hit them, so... Ooh, this is not good. We do have some bombs on us. Those bombs are going to hit decently hard as well, just considering the stats on these champions. And we do have continual revives coming in there as well. We are going to target one specific champion. The bomb came in and hit there, but we're okay for the time being. There we go. I really wish my Stag Knight was synced up so that the Harima was actually benefiting from him, but it's okay. We're getting True Feared every so often as well, but this is all to show, like, he's definitely giving us some decent sustain so far. And again, this is Doom Tower Hard. This is stage 95. If you can push Doom Tower Hard 95 with a rare champion, that is a pretty damn good rare champion. And we're also not bringing in like a speed 2 team, so like Stag Knight's going after my nuker, which is not the way you'd want it to be, and we're still actually, you know, making it work essentially. And he is pretty much the only support in this team. Like, Eostra is just bringing a little bit of healing as well as a tiny bit of like turn meter boost and everything like that. I do think we might lose this stage, but I think that's only going to be because the Skull Lords are going to decrease our HP by so much, which is not anything wrong with the champions per se. You could obviously put Miracle Heal on him as well, which, because he's cycling that A2 heal, he would actually go ahead and heal your teammates as well. I don't think I'll put Miracle Heal on him, though, just because I think he's going to get more... Or no, sorry, Miracle... Yeah, no, Miracle Heal, I think is what it's called, but Emergency Heal is going to be better for this guy. They changed the names and everything like that around recently. It's messed with me. So Stag Knight's going to come in now and place a decreased defense and attack. It's a little bit of a shame. No, he doesn't even have it off cooldown yet. Never mind. There is a lot of very, very cool champions in this game, though, and I definitely want to start doing more showcases and guides on them. So let me know down below if there's any champions you guys want to see a showcase on, especially if you've seen me use them in a team or something like that. I am not in the CC creator or content creator program yet, so I don't get the free chickens and everything like that a lot of other content creators do, so I'm not necessarily able to build out like every champion that I have kind of thing. Any champions that I've maxed out, you can be rest assured that I've done it of my own volition and with my own resources, so I feel the impacts of each champion that goes to 60, which is good because you know that when I bring you a review, it's a review on a champion that I like, a champion that I use, or a champion that I think you'll benefit from. It's not me just doing a review because they're kind of cool and I have so many chickens laying around that I can just throw those resources out there. So definitely helpful because I know a lot of the people watching these videos are low spenders or free-to-plays or those sorts of things. I said we're probably going to lose this, but we're actually flying through these stages. It is slow, mind you, because we don't have a whole lot of damage in this team, apart from Harima, who's not really being set up consistently and who doesn't have decreased defense out there, but we are getting through this, so let's see how it goes here. I'm going to target the Skull Lord because he's really the only threat on this stage. We did have Eustrid die there, unfortunately, but he's probably going to be able to pick her up right away too, which is going to be quite nice. There it is. Puts a little shield and turn meter on her. Will that be enough to survive? I have no clue. Hope Harima's able to get back around. She's probably going to have her AoE available, which means that she's going to soak in a little bit of damage from those counterattacks as well. We got some turn meter boost coming in here, a little bit of decreased speed, and some decreased turn meter going out. We should be able to take down that, I think it's Skull Lord or Skull Sworn. It's one of those two options. He, of course, can revive the little minions, though. That's kind of the annoying thing about him, but there it is. And these champions, I believe, revive on death with a unkillable buff when they're killed. Let me grab some of my milk. And let's see. We're getting towards the end here. Honestly, considering all things considered, like, this is a 5-minute run roughly on stage 95 of the Doom Tower Hard with a rare champion as our primary support. I'm very excited to see what we got for stats here at the end as well, and thank you for everyone who has stayed with me the whole time and watched this happen. Now we just gotta wait for them to lose their another revive coming in there, so you can see his usefulness. He's revived a lot throughout this run. We just gotta wait for these guys to lose their unkillables, and then we are good to go. And I would say in terms of free-to-play friendliness, this is probably the best way to go. Like, Harima can be replaced by pretty much anyone. As you can see, 344,000 healing coming in. And honestly, not terrible damage either, considering he's a support. But yeah, this guy is absolutely fantastic. He's definitely going to carry you through Faction Wars. I haven't fully completed the Faction Wars for the Sylvan Watchers. I wish I could click on it and show you. Basically, I have 1 star on stage 21, but I haven't 3-starred it. But he was definitely a crucial part of it, because if we go in here and look at Sylvan Watchers, there's not much else for supports. Like, in terms of revivers, you're looking at Elva. A lot of people, myself included, don't have Elva. Lady of Erith, this is the champion I did the guide on, but she doesn't place or have a revive in her kit, so if somebody dies, they're dead. In terms of revives on the epics, we have Wyronon, the Silken. She does have the revive, which is 1 ally with 50% HP and 30% turn meter, also places a continuous heal. So honestly, I would argue that Knott's revive is probably going to be a little bit better. And this is still on a 4-turn cooldown. And then for the rares, of course, we do just have TreeShield Knott. So if you're trying to get through Faction Wars, this guy is pretty much going to be where you're looking for a reviver, unless you have some crazy champions that are just already so tanky, or if you got lucky and pulled an Elva, of course, right? Like, if you have Elva, if you got her on the guaranteed, it's game over. You're done. You don't need to worry about your Faction Wars anymore. She'll carry you. But thank you guys also so much for watching. Thank you for all the support and the love on the channel. We are close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys could help me make that happen and go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that would be awesome. I'll see you guys in the next video.